All right. I think we are live now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. For those of you that are new, if you're watching this on replay, I'm Brad. I'm the host of Coach Cruz. And anyway, yeah, well, the title. I'm guessing if you are new, you're checking in because you want to know about the celebration and what I thought about it, and I have an upcoming celebration cruise also just this Sunday. Let me say hi to a couple people that already said hello in the chat. James has said hello, James Watkins, and he's been watching the celebration videos that I've been putting out, and I have several more to put out. So thank you for that, James. We got Tony G back. Tony G, good to see you again. And Fireball Steve. And look at that. I still got Fireball Steve's shot glass that he gave me right here in front of me. And I will get into a lot of that and how that shot glass is significant for those of you that are new to the program. Nick is here. What's going on, Nick? Always good to see you. Bless Nettie, good to see you again. Saw you back-to-back days, and I believe Nick as well checked in yesterday, and Kakins as well. Chris, good to see you. And Michael Allen is back. All right, we got some regulars back in the bar at the bar. While I have a drink together. I hope you have a beverage in hand and kick back and hopefully I can entertain you for a little bit like that. We got Josh and Amanda from Have Luggage Will Travel, and they had just come off the celebration right before I was going on the celebration. And speaking of you two, they had mentioned in their live how they hung out in the back of the ship at Guys and were listening to the live band. And I remember them saying that. And the first day I went back there and I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. But I don't know. I just kept so busy. And then, one of the last nights or last couple nights, Anita and I went back there. I said, oh, let's go hear that band. And man, you were right. The guy in guitar, oh my God, that guy in guitar is so good. And the music in general just played a lot of really good cover songs and stuff back at the guy. So I'll definitely be catching more of them on this upcoming cruise and learn from my mistakes a little bit. Chris is going to be on the ABC on the horizon. Very nice. That's the cruise that I just came off of. Well, in April, I did that same itinerary, I should say, and it was on the horizon. So you're going to be missing Cookie though, as he'll be on the Mardi Gras. But yeah, I'm sure whoever the new cruise director on the horizon will be, it'll still be a great cruise. So let's get into the show here. The band's great, but the good, oh my God, that guitar player. I actually have video. I was like, maybe I did it, with my phone up this way so I could, do maybe a short or something. But yeah, that guitar player, I mean, he could be like on some real real professional band, like playing in front of thousands of people and stuff. So those are either going on a celebration, and Guys in the evenings, they have this band that plays at the back of the restaurant in the corner. And the lead singers, the female and male lead, they're pretty good. They're good. They're okay. Well, I mean, they're better than okay. They're good. I like the female better than the male, but the guitar player and a couple of the people playing the instruments, they have some amazing talent. So CIA band, that's from Josh and Amanda. So yeah, they're great. So that's the first tip for those of you tuning in to get celebration tips. And maybe there's a couple of you that I'm going to be cruising with coming this Sunday. And there might be some people coming in late because I was going to do the YouTube old school style instead of the StreamYard, which I've been getting so used to. I said, you know what? I need to go back and do this so I don't forget how. I've been usually doing videos so often with people that StreamYard's the easiest way to do that. And I did do a live off my phone, but for whatever the OBS software I had, it wasn't linking up with YouTube. So I had shared some links and I had to go back and delete all those links and then replace it with the new links. So if people have the old links, I apologize. I deleted them, but you may have, saved it or something. So if anybody went through that trouble, I apologize. Okay, real quick, getting into the whole super chat thing. Right now, we have 22 people signed up for the super chat. Once we reach 100, then that's when we do the drawing for the shirt. And it's not 100 people; it's $100 worth of super chats. So, for example, North Shore Travels has $2 worth of super chat. Cruise Life TV, $5 worth of super chat. Frankie Floyd has $5 worth, and Mark has $10 worth, and it all adds up to $22. So Mark, for example, is numbers 13 through 22. So once we reach 100, if we reach 100 this show, I do a random thing on my phone. I say, hey, Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. And you see there's no number there or anything now. And she pops out a number. And whatever that number is, whoever it lines up with, that's who gets the shirt. So that's how we do that. Also, if somebody does a $15 super chat, I brought something special. I have not had a drink, and I know some of you don't believe me. I have not had a drink today. I didn't have a drink yesterday. So if somebody does do, and I'm not having a drink today unless somebody does a $15 super chat, but you see I have about 2+ shots here in this little thing of bourbon, and I got my Yeti cup ready with ice. And I got my Coke Zero right here. And if I end up getting 2 super chats of $15 or more, then I will give that person the choice of Angel's Envy or Eagle Rare, either one of those. But again, I have not had a drink, so I might not have a drink. If not, I got my these things are really good, by the way. This is not a promotional thing. I'm not getting paid to endorse, but these things only have 5 calories. I don't know if any of you have ever tried them, but for those of you that are trying to maintain weight and things like that, they're really good. We got Bruce from Ocean Travel, and remember, he is right after me. Might look into Virgin Line. Oh, okay. So yeah, for those of you that weren't on yesterday, oh, look at that. Sherry is just going to be on, Sherry and Jay. They are going to be on the cruise with me Sunday. And they went, let's see, 23 through 72. Thank you so much for that, Sherry. And I get to have a drink, courtesy of Sherry. There's a picture of Sherry and Jay. And look at this. We'll load my drink up here. I got the Coach Cruise sticker going. Get the bourbon in there. Pop this Coke open. Yeah, it probably is 3 shots, Chris, but I haven't had a drink today, so I wanted to get my money's worth. And Sherry definitely took care of that for us. So thank you so much for that, Sherry. And I will be enjoying this during the show. And if anybody does another one, I will do a traditional shot with one of those other bourbons. So cheers, Sherry, Jay. And we'll probably hit that 100 in super chats today. Oh, that was good. Good. All right. So back to the celebration. Let me start off first with one of my favorite guys. I consider him a friend. That is our cruise director, Lee, your cruise director, Lee Mason. I'm talking about. He is not only, I'm not saying this because I think of him as a friend, although I do think of him as a friend. He's won Cruise Director of the Year 2 years in a row. Okay, so the guy is good. He is definitely good. Now, the Cruise Director of the Year he won this year was across the Carnival fleet. And I think they got, 25, 26, 30 ships, something like that. So that's quite an honor to be held at the top of your class, knowing how valuable and how well thought of cruise directors are. So nobody is going to be disappointed, I don't think. Sometimes when somebody is hyped up really high, you go in with these amazing expectations, and sometimes you're let down. I know when I would cruise with Cookie on the horizon, that's the way I felt. I'm like, Cookie was just hyped up so high. I'm like, how can he meet these expectations? He not only met them, he exceeded them. Now, some of you, cruise director is not important. You're not going to go to a lot of events that are hosted by the cruise director. So you're going to be like, whatever, it's not going to matter. But for those of you that like to go to events that that are hosted by the cruise director and really enjoy the energy and things like that that the cruise director puts out, you're gonna love Lee. I'll just say that. Okay. So I got a number of different things I was going to talk about, and I will let you in the comments decide which way we go. So we have food, drinks, entertainment, the ship itself, pools, and then time management. So where should I go next? In comments, who wants me to talk about something, whether it be food, drinks, entertainment. First one in the comments wins. And while I'm waiting for that, I'll take another drink. There's Tim G. What's going on, Tim? Good to see you in here. All right. Sherry says food. Okay. And I know Sherry J and I, we are going to be at the Rudy C Grill enjoying a meal together. And I did not go there. I went to the steakhouse. As far as specialty dining goes, there is the steakhouse. That's $48 a person. Rudy C Grill, I believe, is the same. They have Bonsai Teppanyaki, which is a specialty restaurant. I believe that is $38 per person for dinner and $35 per person for lunch. They also have Bonsai Sushi, and that varies, depending upon, of course, how much sushi you buy. And it's not just sushi they have, but it's a traditional kind of sushi restaurant for those of you that don't know. What other specialty? They have Seafood Shack. That's another one that's at a cost. So of the specialty dining, the only one we did this time was the steakhouse. And the steakhouse, we had a really good meal. I enjoyed I got the spice rubbed ribeye. It was really good. That covers the specialty and what I can tell you. Now, the food across the ship, the first thing I ate when I got on the ship, it was in my vlog, if you saw my first vlog, was Shack's Big Chicken. I had the Shack Attack. It's the chicken sandwich that has a little bite to it, a little spice to it. Mommy port. I'll get to that in a second, Tony. And it was excellent. I mean, Shack's chicken did not disappoint. We got some breakfast sandwiches from Shack's. They're like, chicken tenders dipped in honey with a really thick, tasty biscuit. That was really good. I mean, Blue Iguana Cantina, I think, is pretty consistent across all Carnival ships. A lot of people, the lines were pretty long for the tacos and the burritos and things. That didn't disappoint. Guy's Burgers, again, that's pretty consistent across the fleet. Most people love them. That's pretty good. And what else? The main dining room was okay. I'm not going to say it was great because, what was great in the main dining room, we had escargot. Now, I know not every escargot is not for everybody, but the escargot, my wife, Anita, she loves escargot. And we made a point to go to the main dining room on the day that they serve escargot. And she had like 2 or 3 orders of it. And I had 2 orders, and it was fabulous. So that was really good, but not everything in the main dining room. We went to Chibang one of the nights, and it was okay. Nothing special. Cucina, we went to Cucina, and that's free. Most items on the menu there are free. And I had the spaghetti carbonara, which was really good. And I had either the veal or the chicken parmesan, which was pretty solid. Between Cucina, Chibang, and Guy's, I would definitely, of those 3, if I had my choice, I would go to Cucina. I would say is the best. Now, Guy's, we went there for dinner one night, and on the Mardi Gras, I remember, Tim G, thank you so much, sir. I'm going to write you down. Tim G, so you are 73 through 82, and we are only 18 away from giving away a shirt. So okay, I'm going to get back to the food. I just want to address Tony's question real quick. He said, I've seen some vlogs of bad traffic at Miami Port for Celebration. Did you have that experience? You know what? We were so close to the port, Tony, that I couldn't even give you an honest answer. And we got there pretty early. So it didn't seem that bad when I got there, but with 6,000 people, I could see that being a problem. Let me say hello to a couple people while we here. Al wanted us to talk about food, so we're doing that. Good call on that. Sherry, Tim said the same thing. Chris, super chat numbers. MSM, first time with Carnival was weird. How so, MSM? What was weird? The food was good, I guess, but then the dang smoke shake just went up. Oh, you were on the was it the Freedom then? When the funnel caught on fire. Oh, geez. Yeah, that was a sorry to hear that. I think they did something for you, I hope, because you guys had to go through a bunch of trouble. So okay. So I think we caught up. I just didn't want to forget about that question. Yeah, Sherry, the main dining room wasn't that great. Yeah, Sherry. I mean, honestly, I don't want to I don't want to say it was bad. And like I said, when we were we only ate in the main dining room was it two or three times? So and the escargot, that was exceptional. There was something else I had in there that was good. I mean, I just wasn't blown away. Like I wasn't like, oh my, it was really, really good. I don't want to say it was really, really good because it wasn't, it was, I didn't walk out of there saying, oh, this is terrible by any means, but I just, it was food. It was, it was all right, so yeah, that's all I could say. I mean, that's all I could say there, but yeah, I mean, it was free, right? The main dining room is free. So, the specialty, I guess you can expect it's supposed to be a little bit better. Yeah, the Freedom gave us 25% refund. Okay. We're in the Margron. Okay. What was I going to say? We were talking about food. I lost my train of thought. Okay. Yeah, Sherry. No, I wasn't suggesting that or implying that, but yeah, the food again, those places I mentioned, Shaq's Big Chicken, Guy's Burgers, Blue Iguana, those staples are gonna. Oh, the deli. The deli was really good. I didn't get any pizza. I never get pizza usually unless like I'm starving and I'm up till 2 a.m. for some reason. That's the only time I get pizza. But the deli was really good. I didn't eat from the buffet, I don't think at all. So that was that. And okay, that pretty much covers the food. So I think we can move on. We got North Shore Travelers here. What is going on? And yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, okay, so Amanda and Josh with Have Luggage Will Travel, they were talking about the Mardi Gras. So, the Mardi Gras, and I'd mentioned Guys at the back of the ship, deck 8. So, Mardi Gras, they used to, and I think Celebration when it first came out as well, they used to have a special of the day or something for each day of the cruise. So, for example, on the first day of the cruise, they would give you a nice cut of steak on the day of embarkation in the evenings. You didn't have to pay for that. So I thought that they still had that same promotion. And so Anita and I went in there and I was like, oh, hey, it's the first night. Let's go to, Guys, because they'll get a free steak tonight. And so we went back there and then they just gave us the menu that was the choice of the same stuff you get on Sea Day brunch, which I don't like. And I said, where's the feature of the day or and they said they're not doing that promotion anymore. And there was hardly anybody in Guys, at least that first night. I think they did gain more customers or whatever. So that's when we went to Chibang after that. And then, like I said, we did Cucina a couple times. And so, yeah, they're not doing that promotion anymore. Deli's really good. Definitely going back on the Celebration. Yeah, the deli was good. Eric from North Shore. Ann is here. What's going on, Ann? Kevin is on the Virgin Scarlet Lady. Those of you that were here last night, he is the one that walked us around the ship. And Kevin says, I love the staples on Carnival, Shacks, Guys, Blue Iguana, Deli, all great choices. And thanks again for doing that last night, Kevin. And those of you, if you have any interest of Virgin Cruises, if you go and check my videos, my lives from yesterday, Kevin walked around the ship and gave us a tour of the ship, which was really nice about him. All right, yeah, let's move on to the drinks. Okay, now here's where I say, we jumped up. That I'm much more positive about the drinks. Now let's talk about the new bars that they have. Okay, so two new bars. Now, you remember, if those of you that have been on the Mardi Gras, you may remember the fortune teller. The fortune teller was basically replaced by latitudes. It's the same general area. It's just kind of moved into the hallway. And then along the wall there where the bar was on the Mardi Gras, the fortune teller, that's just seating. Okay, so what they've done at latitudes is they've taken basically like a national drink from every country, and then they put that on the menu. So, for example, Anna Paula, as I'm friends with, that's a bartender there. She's from Brazil, and she said, "Here, you got to try our Brazil's national drink," which was, I cannot pronounce it for the life of me. It's like Cuperiana or something like that, and it was really good. It's got some citrus to it. I don't know what else liquors in it or whatever, but it was good. It was one of my favorite drinks on the cruise. And then they have like a Tokyo sangria. I thought was pretty good. The bubble drink, for those of you that weren't on the Mardi Gras that remember the crystal ball. Okay, they have a crystal ball drink on this one too. This one I think tastes a little bit better, and it has a different little twist. It's called the Sakura, I think it is, and it's served in a martini glass, and it's like a pinkish. It's pretty good. And then they put the big bubble on it, and they give you some little rose petals or something. And once they leave a little bubble, you're supposed to drop the little rose petals on top of the big bubble, and then the smoke comes up. You're supposed to make a wish. It's cute. A lot of people went there just to order that drink, so it's a neat drink. And yeah, so that's Latitudes, and then let's go on to the Golden Jubilee. Now, the Golden Jubilee I didn't go to very often. I went to it for the bar crawl, and I had a Harvey Wallbanger. I intend to go back this upcoming cruise and visit that location a little bit more. So I can't give a whole lot of input, but they do have a long list of drinks that are offered there, and I'm sure there's some good choices along there. Now, Bar 820, that's where Bar de la Rosa was on the Carnival Mardi Gras. It's now Bar 820, and they've added some new drinks. A new drink that they put on there called the Flamingo is, I think, really good. I don't think it's too sweet. And there's a couple other drinks, some citrusy drinks that would kind of match with the tropical or the Miami type theme. And it was, yeah, like I said, I think the drinks that they've added to the menus on the ship, I think you'll enjoy, trying out. You may not like all of them, but you read the recipe or what's in the drink and stuff. You say, yeah, that sounds good, and give it a try. So yeah, I think the drinks most people will be happy with for the most part. All right, let me just make sure. Sherry and do they have alcohol in them or so? I'll tell you what, Sherry, on the bar crawl, people that want alcohol, at least, I don't know, at least how they made them this particular day. When we did the bar crawl, we got a blue Long Island. I don't know how it's different from regular Long Island, except it's blue, but that thing knocked people out. Okay. So I think the casino bar was our third. It was our third bar. And then after that, I believe we went up to Alchemy. I mean, we lost people after Alchemy. And if you go and see my bar crawl video, you'll see that Alchemy, I mean, people were just getting crazy, crazy fun. So much to the point that we were at Alchemy, it was about 2:00, and they had a host, an entertainment host, come up to me, and he says, you're the Coach Cruz, whatever. Yeah, and he's like, hey, I mean, nobody's being disrespectful or anything, but you all are just having too much fun. It's just too loud. And we have a performance coming up, a comedy performance or something. They had something coming up at 2:30. And I looked at my watch and I'm like, oh, it's 2:00. I'm like, we're going to be out of here in like 5 minutes. So no worries, we're the whole cruise. And he's like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm like, oh no, we're going to leave anyway. I'm not doing anything. But But if you go to my video, you'll see I make that announcement at the next bar, which happened to be the Golden Jubilee, and everybody just went crazy. They loved the fact that we were talked about because we were too loud on the bar crawl. So that was a lot of fun. All right. Tim loved Shebang. And you know what, Tim? I've heard that from multiple people, and I've been there 3 times now. And I don't know. You're going to have to tell me what to order. I mean, I've heard things about ordering the duck. That's a $20 extra thing. But nobody else has told me what to order that's good, that has liked it. So, yeah, and Will G liked Shebang as well. I don't know. Sherry says Long Island's are my favorite. Well, Sherry, try that blue Long. If you're having a hard time getting a buzz, go down to the casino and get one of them blue Long Islands. I think you'll be fine. Heather, yes, the casino is the same as the Mardi Gras. One thing that I noticed about the casino, though, on the smoking side and the Mardi Gras, they had a craps table on both sides. On the unless they hid it from me, on the smoking side, I didn't see a casino. I mean, I didn't see a craps table. All I heard was the what was I going to say? So there's a craps table on the non-smoking side, but the smoking side, I don't know where they hit it. I don't think they hit it anywhere, but yeah, they don't have a craps table. So that's the only difference. And they have some, and Heather, you might know this from the Mardi Gras, but they put some of these Wheel of Fortune 4D slot machines in the casino. And I don't know how many people are into slot machines, but these things are kind of cool. I lost money. I mean, I lost over $100 playing it, but it was cool. It really is like 3-dimensional. You sit in this chair, or it's 4D or something, I don't know, but the chair shakes. You feel vibrations, when you hit jackpots and things like that. And the stuff really is 3D. You don't have to wear glasses or anything like that. So it's a really cool game. There's like a slot of 4 of them right there in the middle of the casino. I didn't see many people winning on that particular game, but just for fun to check out the 4D and everything, that might be something to look into. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Heather. And Michael says we weren't impressed with Shebang and didn't go this time either. Okay, so yeah, so Shebang, that was one of those ones that people are very split on. All right, need another drink there. Sorry about that. All right, so let's move on. We did food and drinks. Now, entertainment. The big show that everybody talks about is the Most Magnificent Circus. And I will say this, it did not disappoint. It was hyped up. They show the show 5 times. Now, one thing I'm going to say about the Most Magnificent Circus that I should have thought about ahead of time. We went on the first night, second showing, and there was a line both sides of the stage. That's where they let you in and everybody rushes to get their seats and things like that. And we had good seats. As a matter of fact, I just released that video today, a couple hours before the show, an hour or so before the show. If you want to go check out some clips of the Most Magnificent Circus. And since it shows on a second day, if you wait to the second day, the crowds probably aren't going to be as big. Now, in comparison to the shows on the Mardi Gras, I really, really enjoyed Love in Vegas. Between Love in Vegas, Voodoo Moon, and the Most Magnificent Circus, I got to say, Love in Vegas was my favorite. It surpassed the Most Magnificent Circus, in my opinion. But I will say I really did enjoy the Most Magnificent Circus. There was another show we saw, Color My World, and that's on other ships as well, but it was the first time that we had seen it. And then we missed We Are One because we had seen that on the Mardi Gras, and we hadn't seen Color My World. So I said, let's go see Color My World. So I might go see We Are One this next time. We went to one comedy show. The guy was all right, Jimmy DeValle or something like that. The lines for comedy look pretty long, but one thing I noticed is I saw people being let into comedy, and then the line looked crazy long, and then they get everybody in there, and then there would still be seats. So I think those lines are discouraging. You see big long line, you think, oh my God, there's going to be no seats left. And that once that you probably can just walk right in so long as you're early enough. If the show starts at 7, I wouldn't get there later than 6:45, but there'll be people waiting outside the door for sure. So unless you want to get that perfect seat, you're probably going to be able to be okay. All right. JNS Adventures is here. What's going on, guys? And oh, Frankie, okay. No worries. Had to clean some fish. All right. Well, it's good. It's good you had fish to clean, so I guess you caught something. No, Heather. The comedy club looks to me to be the exact same size, but they still are playing comedy in 2 different venues. The venue right behind the Alchemy Bar, the Liquid Lounge, and then the Punchliner Comedy Club Lounge there. The Piano Bar, I only walked in there one time for those of you that enjoy the Piano Bar, but the guys seem pretty good. I mean, people seem to be having a good time. So if that's your thing, then yeah, Piano Bar, I think you'll still have a good time there. Z, what is going on, my friend? And so we covered a couple of the theater shows. The opening night, they have this show called Activate the Fun, and basically where they have all the live musicians that are playing throughout the ship. They go up there and they do, a performance. They take turns doing a performance. Celestial Strings was played one of the nights. That was the first time there's ever been a Celestial Strings performance on a ship that I've missed. Like any ship I've gone on, if it's on there, I'll see it, I'll just go see it, not each show, but one of the shows that's playing. But I forget what happened, but we've seen Celestial Strings so many times. Didn't get a chance. We had something else going on and didn't end up seeing it. But Celestial Strings is an amazing performance. You have the most magnificent circus. Now, one thing I did go see that I missed on the Mardi Gras last year was Family Feud. And I got a funny story. To share about that Family Feud. So, and this one, so Lee is the host, the cruise director, Lee Mason. Yeah, Antoine, I agree. And, they asked these questions. So the question that was asked was, it was 6 answers of something you find that men find attractive or that people find attractive on women. The question was something to that effect, right? And so, one of the first answers was eyes, and that was one of the 6. Somebody else answered hair. All right, Eric, thank you, sir. Let's get you down 83 through 87. All right, we are only 13 away from giving away a shirt. Kevin, real quick, I do miss the shows and entertainment on Carnival and the interactions between Fun Squad and Cruise Director and Carnival. Just throwing that out there. All right, that's a good. Okay, so Kevin was saying, and I'll get back to the story. Don't let me forget of the Family Feud. He's on the Virgin Scarlet Lady, but there was a lot of things he told us about that were very attractive. I mean, free Wi-Fi, free Coke, like cans of Coke, regular Coke. I mean, a lot of stuff that's included free. He said the food would knock your socks off, like not even comparable to. It's so good by comparison to some other cruise lines and things. But he's saying there a couple of things, the interactions and things like that you get on a Carnival type ship is something that is a con about going on Virgin. So thank you for that. And Eric, thank you for that super chat. So getting back to this funny story, and this it was one of these. It's not going to be as funny when I tell it, but and I'm not going to say the word either, but you'll get the idea. So again, it's 6 things, and then you had to say what you thought was attractive on a woman. All right. And one of the answers might have been legs, for example. And so they were running out of stuff. Okay. They were running out of answers, and there was only a couple possible answers left over. And they go to this guy on this, and he says the word, and he says it loud, like Eureka, something like that, right? Except the word was Pussy, something he finds attractive on a woman. And he didn't yell out the word vagina. He yelled out the word Pussy, and he screamed it. Like he screamed it with such confidence that his team was just going to get these points, right? And Mama Sita is one of the fun squad people, and then entertainer Charlie, she was another one. So they're down on each end of the stage, and basically their job is to tell people to not scream out answers. So they're down there. Whenever a possible answer comes up, they're always going like this, telling everybody to be quiet, don't yell out any answers or anything. And they both turned around, and their expressions were like, like I can't believe this guy said that. Mama Sita, she turned around and and looked at the guy, and she like hit the stage. I mean, she wasn't so offended. She was just like, oh my God, you really said that. And entertainer Charlie, she was the same thing. She was about falling over laughing and just in awe that this guy's family wanted to hide behind their little things. They were so embarrassed, and they just looked at the guy, and they're just shaking their heads like, how are you in our family? And you could tell even the guy was embarrassed or whatever. And so it didn't even dawn on me that the Family Feud host is supposed to say, name a vehicle people drive, and show us trucks. They have to say the answer that the person, but obviously this answer is something that is not family friendly, even though it's supposed to be an 18 and over crowd. And so it didn't even dawn on me. And then I heard a couple people in the audience starting to say it, and there's this pause or whatever. And all of a sudden, it's about a minute delay or whatever. And then all of a sudden people start chanting, say it, say it, say it. And so Lee did. He got kind of embarrassed or whatever, and he's like, show me, Pussy, but he said the actual word or whatever. And then it was just everybody, after the laughing died out or whatever, it was quiet, and everybody was waiting to hear the buzz noise or to be a correct response or whatever, and there was nothing. And then a few seconds later, the intercom, something comes over the intercom. They're screwing with Lee, of course. And they said, Lee, we didn't hear that. Could you say that again? And then so everybody busts out laughing again. And then, then he says it again, but in a different flair, and it was funny. And it was just an awkward situation. To his credit, he got through it. And it was just a really, really funny. That was one of the funniest things I've seen in a show like that. Went to Love and Marriage as well. It was good. I've been to better Love and Marriage. It wasn't because of the questions. It was, the responses from, it's the people, the couples are what make it funny, right? The questions are usually all similar type questions, but the responses, they were all right. It was funny. There were some funny responses, but so yeah, that was the entertainment. And then there's live music going on all the time. In Golden Jubilee, you got live music going on. Outside of Latitude, you got live music. We already discussed the live music. Fabulous band at the back of guys. And there's probably live music going on somewhere else. There's deck parties. There's the sail away party. The Rock and Glow party got canceled because it was raining. And they did have a white night party, but I was exhausted that day, so I didn't end up going to. Oh, and Sherry. I did not forget. And Sherry put us over the 100. Thank you so much, Sherry. So, all right. So that makes you 88 through 100. And then also, that is going to make you 1 through 7 on the new one. So I'm going to write 1 through 7 for the next one. So you're in the next drawing as well. All right. So let me do this drawing for the free shirt. And I'm already got one shirt I'm bringing on with Sherry, so we might be bringing on a couple here for you. Okay. Oh, let me read through the possible. Wait a second. Eric. Yeah. No, Eric, you know what? Oh no, I got you. I just put you down as Eric. And normally I put you down as NST, North Shore Travels. Okay, I did get you down. Okay. So North Shore Travelers, they have numbers 1 and 2. Cruise Life TV has numbers 3 through 7. Frankie Floyd has numbers 8 through 12. Mark Futch has numbers 13 through 22. Sherry has numbers 23 through 72. Tim G has numbers 73 through 82. Eric, again, North Shore Travelers, 83 through 87. And then Sherry again, 88 through 100. And then for the next list that we won't draw until we get a new 100, Sherry is 1 through 7 as well. But that's for a different thing. Okay, so everybody can see my phone. There's no number on there, anything like that. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. Okay, everybody see there? Number 14. And that is Mark Futch. All right, so Mark will get the shirt against overwhelming odds because Sherry had a bunch in there. I thought with all those odds that would go, but we'll take care of you anyway, Sherry. Let me know. So let's see. James has a question here, I think. Was the word? Oh no, the word wasn't there. And there was a couple answers. Like for example, one of them was hair, and that was a wrong response. I forget whatever the couple answers were, but it was like only like 2 people out of 100 said them. But I forget what they were, but they seemed kind of dumb. Like there were better responses that didn't go up there. But yeah, no, James, that word was not up there. So yeah, but it was a funny episode. So I did enjoy the Family Feud. I didn't go see Deal or No Deal this time, but I have seen that in the past. That's another thing that they have there. My behind the scenes day with Lee was really fun. I walked around with him. First thing we did is, I don't know any of you if you have kids or if you just enjoy seeing kids do stuff like this, but they had their Build-A-Bear workshop in the main Celebration Central there. And Lee does such a good job. Like he can really talk to kids. But they have this heart ceremony where you're basically doing all these things to your heart, like blessing your heart. So your teddy bear or whatever has, I don't know, a good heart and things like that. So you rub it on your forehead for some reason. It'd be rubbing it on your knee for another reason, rubbing it on your heart, holding it like this, so it has lots of love. If you go and you watch my behind the scenes thing, I videoed the whole thing. It's really cute though. He does a great job with kids. I mean, you can see the parents really appreciate it and the kids just, adored him. So that was cool. And then from there, we did an interview. The interview I have in 2 parts. I posted that up. And then from the interview, I followed him down to the Grand Central Theater. And that's when he did the aboard, what's going on in the ports, what you need to know for the cruise, all kinds of stuff like that. And then from there, we went up to the morning wave show. And all the time in between these shows and stuff, he's saying what it is he has to do and what work responsibilities, things like that. So it's just interesting to see, at least for me, to see like these cruise directors, they're really hopping. They got to go from here to here to here. And I don't know if people think that they just show up once or twice a day and do one thing and then that's it. They have a bunch of stuff planned that they go through. So it was kind of neat. Okay, Kevin, and enjoy the cruise. Like I said, Kevin is on the Virgin Scarlet Lady right now, but he tuned in to watch the show, so appreciate that. Heather says, how many people in here is going to be on the celebration on July 2nd? Is there any other July 2nd cruisers besides Heather? Heather, I do know, let's see, Elizabeth. I forget Elizabeth's last name, but I know there's Elizabeth. I don't think she's watching right now, but she's cruised with us before on the what is it? Why am I forgetting? The Breeze, New Year's Eve. She was on. Why am I forgetting her last name? Shannon Elizabeth. Shannon Elizabeth. She is on your cruise because she had asked me if I was going to be cruising with you guys. I'll be getting off when you're getting on the ship. So we'll try to keep the celebration one piece for you. So I'm going to miss you by one cruise. Will your itinerary be the same, Coach? No. The itinerary, I believe we're going to St. Martin. For sure, we're going to St. Martin because I'm excited about that one. I got an excursion booked there. And then St. Thomas. And St. Thomas might just be a beach day. And I think the other port is Amber Cove, I think. I'm not sure. But I know the one I have an excursion for is in St. Martin, which it's a catamaran. It's not through Carnival. They have one of those trapeze things, like the circus people swing on, and is it trapeze? Is that the right term? Yeah, I think trapeze, right? So anyway, you could do that off of the boat. So when you get to the point where you're docked or whatever, you can swing off this thing and do a flip or whatever you want to do, or just jump into the ocean. And I did it one other time with Anita. We had a lot of fun on that. And so I'm pretty sure it's the same ship. And yeah, it was a St. Martin's. It's one of my favorite ports. I mean, just beautiful waters. So do some snorkeling there and get out on the catamaran and do that kind of thing. Yeah, Shane, I hear you. And that's probably the same reason why I haven't been on the Panorama. Although, Shane, I am going to be on the West Coast. It's just going to be north because next month I'll be in Seattle going on the Carnival Luminosa, doing the Alaska itinerary. So, yeah, it's definitely tougher for you guys. But if you want a different itinerary, that's the only thing. You gotta travel. Otherwise, you're doing which is a good itinerary. I love that Cabo San Lucas, but you might get tired of the same itinerary, or maybe not. Like I tell people always say, don't you get tired of cruising so much? You go to the same ports, this and that. And then, I show them pictures of, say, El Cielo in Cozumel, which is like this beautiful natural sandbar. And I was like, would you get tired of going to this place once a week for the rest of your life? And that shuts them up real quick. They're like, yeah, you got a point there. Like I could go there every week of my life and not get tired of that, so. And Fireball Steve, yeah, he just got back off that ship I was just talking about, Alaska. Oh, and Sherry, wait, I forgot. Sherry, which bourbon should I do here? Which shot? I got Angel's Envy or Eagle Rare. Your call. I got two choices here. You tell me which shot I should do. And because you did that other $20 super chat, so much appreciated. If you're still on, I hope you are. All right, any other questions? Let's see. The ship itself. Okay, yeah, let's talk about the ship. So this is an XL class ship, and this goes with time. Now, the ship itself, I think they did a little bit better job on than the Mardi Gras. I had a couple people asking about the Mardi Gras in comparison and things like that. The little touches, for example, the gateway area. The gateway area is really, really cool. That is where the Latitudes bar is and Emerald's Bistro, that little strip right there. Now, they have these LCD windows all along the side wall up there. And then they have the ceiling that changes colors and lights up and everything. Now, I posted a video. They have different videos up there all the time, cities, tropical images. It's just like the LCD columns, the ones that you've been on the Vista class. Those LCD columns that change colors and, show different pictures and things like that. The LCD windows do these same things. But one of the unique things that they did with these windows is they'll put like stories up there. So, for example, there was this journey through time, and I actually made the video because I was right there before it started. It was like a 6-7 minute video, but it's got dragons flying around and space shuttles and all kinds of stuff going on. And they move from window to window. So like the dragon, if it's flying, it's almost like you're looking through these windows and seeing this dragon fly by the windows. it looks really cool. It's shooting fire and all that. Sherry said both. You know what, Sherry? Okay, I will, because you certainly did enough in super chat, um, that I will take you up on that. So we are going to do the Eagle Rare first. You're going to have me a little buzzed after this one. All right, so here's the Eagle Rare, and I will get to the I wanted to taste that one on my tongue because Eagle Rare, that's a good one. And I'll get to this Angel's Envy in just a second. So yeah, the Gateway. I mean, they got the Rolls Royce from the Elation. That's in the Celebration Central area there. I forget the some of the ship controls of a really old ship. They have right there in the same little hallway as the Golden Jubilee. They have tables that were salvaged from an older ship. The Aquaria bar, and I haven't been to that bar. I think it's Watercolors or something on the Mardi Gras, and it's Aquaria bar on the Celebration. I haven't been to either one, but they have a bunch of luminescent pictures of fish and things like that in the Aquaria, and that was taken from a ship. So they brought a lot of history from a lot of the other ships, and they put it on the Carnival Celebration, which I thought was a really nice touch. They have a gigantic miniatures model of the Carnival Celebration, a gigantic miniature. I know, oxymoron, right? And it's really cool. A lot of people like looking at it and seeing, comparing the actual ship to this model, which is very accurate. So it's really cool. And so I like the touches they did. Now, finally, let's talk about time. All right. So we were only on for 6 days, and I'm doing the other shot right here, Sherry. We were only on 6 days. There's so much to do. Okay. I went to the pool one time, and that was the summer landing pool. Now, I went to the Serenity Deck pool on the Mardi Gras, and I like that area a lot better. One, there's not going to be kids there, and I'm not against kids. I mean, I'm a high school teacher, but that's probably part of the reason why I appreciate my time away from them is because I spend so much time with them. But so I usually would tend to go to that Serenity pool. On the Mardi Gras, that was crazy packed when I would go up there. On the Serenity Deck, I did a ship tour, and it wasn't crowded at all because we were in port of Costa Maya. Now, I'll probably go check that area out when I do visit the pool. I'll probably be at the Serenity pool this time around. But the pools, it seems like most Carnival ships, the pools are obviously very popular, so are oftentimes very crowded. But the time I went to the summer landing, it wasn't too crowded. It wasn't ridiculous. There were kids running around. There were 1,800 kids, from what I was told, on the ship last week. And that's a lot of kids. But the kids for the most part were respectful. There's cruises I've been on where the kids run around and they just act like little brats that don't have any home training or anything like that. But yeah, I didn't notice that as much. There was one kid, I remember I was actually doing a tour, and I was waiting by the elevator banks, and those portable speakers, how he smuggled his on, I don't know. They're supposed to be checking that when you go through security now. But he had one of those portable speakers, and he was walking around like, he was the only person that mattered, blaring his music or whatever. Now, I will say, to his credit, when he got on the elevator, he turned it off. But in the elevator bank area there, he didn't seem to mind bothering other people with his music, right? So yeah, that was the only issue, I guess I could say, where a kid I thought was not being respectful of others. And that's not that big a deal. Like, if that's the only thing, right, that's not that big a deal. So let's see. Oh, Sherry, I got it right here. I'm just waiting for a second. James says the ship looked awesome, but I thought the ship was very crowded. You know what? And a lot of times when I was filming, I was going out at the prime times, James. If you look at my ship tour, it probably didn't look too crowded. But yeah, I mean, alchemy, there were times I was like, if you watch on my videos, there's times I had to edit out. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go down to alchemy. And then I'd go down to alchemy and it was so packed. I'm like, you know what? I'm going down to latitudes because latitudes wasn't as crowded. And then I mentioned a couple drinks there that I liked. And there's a couple bartenders that, Bosco I had fun with him. Tamara is another bartender there. I already mentioned Anna Paula, and there's another couple female. One's a little short girl, Jamie, I think. She was nice, and an older lady there. They were all cool. I mean, everybody down at Latitudes Bar, they're cool. So for those of you that are about to go on the celebration, if you look at my videos, you'll see some of those bartenders. I think I put just about every one of them in a video, at least once during my vlogs. So you'll see them in there. And my guy Dex at the Alchemy Bar, he was with me on the Carnival of Valor. I like him a lot. Gia, she's new to me, but she's at the Alchemy Bar. She was cool. Maria, love Maria. She always calls me, and if you watched a live, you probably saw her in there. She doesn't say Coach Cruz. She goes, Cruz Coach, She always says it opposite, which I just think I get a kick out of that. But yeah, she's a lot of fun. And yeah, so I mean, the staff at Carnival, almost every Carnival ship, most of the staff, and Lee talked about this too, the bridge has to go both ways, right? But they do a great job of interacting with you. And if you just interact a little bit with them, they'll interact a lot with you if they have time. Alchemy Bar, for example, they'd be so busy sometimes they don't got time to talk to anybody. Latitudes is a little less crowded, so you can talk and, have a little fun with the bartenders there and stuff. And yeah, so it's all cool. So any other questions? Time, I was touching on this, but time management is huge. I know James was watching a lot of celebration videos. He mentioned you definitely want to do your research and make sure you set aside time to do the things that you want to do, because I promise you, you will not be able to get through everything in a week. I mean, unless you just spend like 10 minutes at something. So, I mean, make sure you do your research on the celebration, the different things there are to do, the places you want to eat, the places you want to drink, the entertainment that you want to see, because it's a big ship. I mean, I think to do that ship right, you need at least 2 weeks. If you're going to try to hit everything and experience everything, you probably need 2 weeks. 1 week isn't going to be good enough. So that's what I have to say about that. All right. And I have my last shot here. That was the Angels Envy. And Sherry, I'll be drinking together, or we'll be drinking together Sunday or Monday or whenever I see you on the ship. So we'll be doing this in person next time. But thank you for all the super chats and everybody for the super chats. We got super chats from Sherry, Tim, Eric today. So, and then we had Eric last time, Cruise Life Tea, Frankie Floyd, Mark Futch, everybody that did the super chats, and everybody that watched. Appreciation for all of you taking the time, and I hope you got something out of today's show. We got less than 2 minutes left. Jay and I look forward to having dinner. Yes, and we very much look forward to. It's James, by the way. James is not John. My buddy James Pope. So, oh yeah, and we're looking forward to meeting. What are your friends' names, by the way, Sherry? Just curious, so hopefully I can remember, because that's one thing. If you ever cruise with me, I mean, I try to carry around here. I got a couple right here. And usually this is what they're in. I carry around a little Ziploc bag. You can see I got my little Coach Cruise pens, and I'm out of these. And Sherry, and you know what? I'm glad that I just thought of this right here, because Sherry just and several of you gave some nice super chats, and so appreciative, because I ran out of these things, and I give these away, right? So I can order 500 of these, and I can tell you exactly how much they cost. After taxes, shipping, everything, they're just under $200. All right, to get 500 of these. Now, 500 of these will last me about 3 cruises. You know, where I like I said, I don't charge for those little pins. If people come up, I just give them away. I'm not going to have enough to get me through this next cruise. I already ordered some, but they're not going to be here, you know, by Saturday. They'll probably be here before my Alaska cruise. But, you know, I went through so many, I gave so many away on this last celebration cruise. I have these stickers, and they're about this big. I do have plenty of stickers. So if you see me on the June 25th, okay, Debbie and Rick, nice. If you see me on, those of you that are going on the June 25th cruise, I'll have plenty of stickers similar to this sticker right here. Okay, and you just see they can go on Yeti cups. And this has been on here for a while. It still looks brand new. It's been washed several times. So those go real well on anything. I got some on my luggage, so your luggage is easy to identify. I got plenty of stickers. So if you see me, you know, I always give away stickers, whatever. If you have kids, I'm happy to take a picture with them, and I'll put them in, or you, if you want, in a YouTube video. It might only be for 2 or 3 seconds, but you know, you'll see your picture in a YouTube video. So I try to interact and you know, say hi to everybody, you know, that's seen the videos and things like that. And I enjoy that a lot myself. So I like to give something back. So a lot of the super chats and things like that goes to buy buttons. But those stickers, for example, 100 of those stickers that are like this big cost $20. So I think I ordered, I don't know, about 500, 600 stickers, something like that. And it was $150, something like that. So, you know, a lot of the stuff that I get these super chats for will go right back into marketing the channel and or buying equipment or something. So it really does help. I mean, the super chats are vital because the views of the videos, you know, you have to have so many views. For example, I just had the tour that I did, the celebration. It's got, I don't know, about 1,200, 1,400 views, something like that already. And you would think like, oh, wow, that many views, you know, that's going to make a lot of money. I think I checked and it's generated maybe $11 or $12, you know, and then of course you get taxed on that and everything else. So, and that's one of the better, you know, videos because the longer a duration of time, the more it generates income or whatever. So again, the super chats, much appreciated. Thank you everybody for that. And thanks everybody. I know there's still 14 of you here. Is there any last questions before I say goodbye? The next time you'll see me live is probably going to be on the Carnival Celebration. I went live, I think, 3 times on the celebration last week, and I'll try to go live at least 3 times next week, starting Sunday. So those of you that have future cruises coming up, make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button. And if you are new, yeah, if you could hit subscribe, that's another way you can support. Obviously, watching the videos helps. Hitting that like button helps. All of that. So if you haven't hit the like button and you're already subscribed, that's another way. So, okay, I don't see any last questions. So I will say goodbye. And again, I'll be meeting up with Sherry and Jay on the celebration Sunday, along with anybody else. Don't be shy. If you're on the celebration June 25th through July 2nd, make sure you come up, say hi. Don't be shy. And I'll be happy to talk to you and see you, whatever. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you sometime live on the celebration. So have those notification bells hit. Take care, everybody.